All right, everybody. Well, I kind of decided to do an impromptu 1-month check-in after RVing full time. So this is just kind of a where we're at, what we've learned in the first month, and I volunteered my wife to join me. So we wrote down a few bullet points. I just wanted to go over some things that we've learned over the first month and some things that maybe you can think about before you decide if you really want to do this or not, if you're on the fence about it. We moved down to Florida from Georgia about 6 weeks ago, and all we did is visit for 1 week a few months ago and decided this is where we were going to move. And so we were back and forth between apartments, houses, and in the past we've bought and sold 3 homes. So we decided we're not doing that again. And the RV was a lot cheaper way for us to get down here. And if we decided we didn't like it, we could do something else. So this is the route that we went. So we'll go over the good, the bad, and the ugly of that decision. So for starters, we'll talk about bringing a dog along with us that we've had for 10 years. So I will let you talk about that.
It's definitely something you got to think about, especially if you bring a senior dog along. Scout has never really given us any trouble. He was always a quiet soul that you would see curled up on the couch. We could leave him alone. Things were great. Not anymore. He barks and howls, and his beagle really comes out whenever we leave. Kenneling him isn't enough because he has torn apart the kennel. We now have to put a muzzle on him.
Yeah,
to
he
keep
literally
him from biting the kennel apart because he has rubbed down his teeth now. And
yeah,
okay.
and we never had that issue before. He was kenneled at our old home. This was never an issue, that kenneling him. That was his safe space before we did this. So now I think it's just a matter of age and anxiety and new things, and we had to get the muzzle. There was no other way, and we weren't gonna do anything drastic. So as far as getting rid of him or anything else, so this was the best solution for us. The lack of alone time, that's more for you as well. For me, I do work a full-time job. I did get a job down here. I do work 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. It's what I'm used to doing, and I have the weekends and I'm home in the evening. She full-time homeschools our kids, so she is here, a much harder job than I have, and it's much more intensive. And so she is here with 3 boys and that dog all day, every day. And so in a 33-foot RV, that's not a lot of space.
And now that we've moved away from family, I don't have them picking up the kids one evening a week to where I can actually have a few hours to chill without anyone around. I am with everyone 24/7, 365. And it's really hard with my writing, but also just my sanity.
Yes.
I need some quiet time, and I don't get that anymore.
So we're 1 month in, and that's still something we're working on. It is trying to figure out a schedule of me wanting to make my fishing videos for this channel and just for the everyday life that I part of the reason we moved down here is for me to go fishing. But she is writing a book and a series, and we are trying to give each other time to do what we need and also make sure we spend enough time with the kids and that they get the exercise and we go do things outside that they can do too, even during the day on weekdays. And that's part of where the beginning, why we started with a dog, is that's harder to do now too. So it's been a lot the first month. One of the big other issues is your space. Like I said, we've bought and sold 3 homes. We've never been in something 33 feet big before. So it's drastic. We knew homeschooling that they do a lot of online now. We've consolidated that down a lot. We've brought board games, some other things for them to do. But there's also so much more to do around here in the Tampa area for homeschooling, with museums and the beach and just outside learning.
The amount of libraries in this area is astonishing. It's amazing. However, I haven't had much time to explore them because of the dog. That'll be hopefully getting changed very soon.
Yeah, so that was a big thing with spaces. We knew we needed the electronics. It's for homeschooling. They like to play their video games on it. But as far as going outside, we go to the beach almost every weekend, and they love it. That's the beach. I love it, for me too. And it's free. We found some places to go that are free, or we paid for an annual pass to Fort DeSoto. And that way we don't have to pay for parking, because parking around here is expensive at the beaches. It's upwards of $6 to $8 an hour, and that's just something that we did not budget in on a single income for this life. And so we have found ways around it, and the kids are loving it, so it is a part of our weekly routine. We do have the shed behind us as well. We signed an annual lease here at this complex. This was the best place that we could find that's close to the beach, that is reasonably priced where we're at right now and in the Tampa area. And they're doing some renovations and things, but it is very close. It's 3 miles from the beach. So
it's not a 55 and up center, and it's also not, you can only do 3 months at a time. So being able to sit here for a year is nice.
Yeah, annual leases are hard to find down here, and like she said, especially for under 55. This is a big retirement area, and there's only a handful out of probably 100 complexes that allow younger people to full-time RV. So that was a big part. And then because we signed an annual lease, they did allow us to have a 4x6 shed, so we bought that and set that up too. So
which now houses our
outdoor stuff, mostly. I would say
paddleboard, fishing,
beach,
wagon.
anything that's outdoors that doesn't need to be washed, like towel things, anything for our patio right here too.
1 box of toys.
Yeah, but it's outside things. So it was it's a good thing because between the fishing stuff, the paddle boards, other things that are at the beach, it's one, it's space, but two, it's also going to smell, and so we don't want that in the RV. As far as expenses go, that's another huge reason for doing this RV. We did a 15-year loan. It's a long time. We have every intention of paying it off sooner and putting extra towards it, but it was cheap. You know, this is a brand new 2026 RV. It fits our whole family of 5 and our dog, and our payment's under $400 a month. And even with our lot rent here is about $700 a month, and there is nowhere near Tampa, especially on the coast side, for under $2 or $3 grand a month, much less to fit all of us comfortably. So we are going to have background noise when we're outside of our RV, so people are coming home. It's getting late in the day. But that was another major thing, is we were able to save money by doing this RV thing. There's more upfront cost than we expected, but we definitely are saving money now that we're getting more used to it. Another big thing is just the adjustment in life. I mean, we went from living in Augusta to where we were before last, where our family is, and we had, people that we could reach out to if we needed help. We wanted a date night, if we wanted time to ourselves. Other people would watch the kids. The heat down here. Everyone says it, and everyone that lives in Georgia is like, oh, it's hot here too. And I still say that even though I'm down here, but it's the same temperature. It might even be the same humidity, but the sun hits different when you're less than 5 miles from the beach. It is just blaring. And so the heat is real. It might be the same temperature where you live than it is here on the same day, but it is a different feel when you're this close to the coast. That's the biggest adjustment. And mosquitoes. Like, oh my gosh, we have visited Alaska, we have visited other places. Alaska has bigger mosquitoes, a number of mosquitoes that you can't touch it down here. So there's so many, and no-see-ums too, that just bite everything. So we're still going through different bug space trying to figure that one out, to figure out what's best.
The other life adjustment is the fact that we have 3 boys that have to shower at night, so we have to go and open the gray tank so that way the water flows, otherwise it backs up after like 2 showers.
Yeah, so we have to that was definitely something to figure out, to get used to. We have a direct connect to the sewer here. I'm sorry if you see me moving around, I got bit by something, go figure. Figuring out how to do that with black tanks and gray tanks and your water and your waste, there's a routine to it, especially with 5 people full-time. It's more common than you think. But it is.
Every other day I have to empty the tanks.
Yeah, but you do get used to it. You figure out the routine. We do have a direct connect to the sewer, so it is good that we're not having to undo and do hoses every 2 days. It is permanent, which is very nice. So it really is just pulling the latch to open it and pushing it back. It's not difficult. You just have to stay there for a couple minutes while you do it. Homeschooling is a big thing for the family, especially coming down here. We had to figure out what a routine would look like, and I know we touched on that earlier, so we won't spend a ton of time, but they do a lot on their electronics. Their school is mostly online for them. We've paid for Mia Academy is what we lean on heavily for the academic side, and then we do a lot through the going out and experience things is how we really enjoy our homeschooling. That's what she does a lot of. Unschooling, fun schooling, different names, whatever you want to call it. But they go to the park, they go to the beach, they research, they metal detect, they go to the museums once or twice a week to learn about things. There's just so much more to do down here, and it really is amazing what all of the opportunities are. And last but not least, definitely, is maintenance. It's a brand new RV. You know, cool, things will last a long time, but we want to do preventative maintenance. And you quickly realize that even though it's not a house, there's still plenty to do on a weekly and bi-weekly basis. So we have air running 24/7, and that vent, you have to clean it every other week, or else you can tell that it's starting to struggle. Talina went up,
especially with the dirt that floats around here. It's like a fine dusting of sand that just comes in with every time the door opens. So it coats everything, including the vent.
So we do have Swiffers, we have vacuums inside. We are sweeping at least every other day. You really have to clean the inside floors to get everything off. And even on the roof, Talina went up on the roof last week, and it's just making sure that you're keeping up with the rubber seals. That's a monthly thing, because with the sun here, it can dry and start cracking them quickly. So there's a lot of preventive maintenance that you just don't really plan on, but you get used to, and that's why this is our 1 month check-in. We're 1 month into this. I still 100% think it was worth it. I think it's an experience that she's been trying to talk me into for years, and it's never been on my radar until now. But it's something different, and the kids are not struggling like I thought they were. My biggest thing was this was so extreme that I thought they would have a hard time. They're young and they adjust, and that's what she really pushed me on, was they'll take our lead. And so that was the big thing, is as long as we own it and it's ours, then they'll come with us and they'll enjoy it. And they really have. And the experiences that they have down here, they love how much there is to do. So for people that are thinking about doing this, just make sure you know the area that you're wanting to do, especially if you're thinking about doing like an annual lease, like a stationary thing. You're trying to try a new area, visit, move to a new place, save some money, then great if that's for you. But there is a lot of maintenance, there is a lot of upkeep. You're not in an apartment where they do a lot of that for you. If something breaks, you've got to fix it. And then it's also the fact that, you know, if in a year or two we want to go somewhere else, we want to do something else, when our annual lease is up, we can load up and go, and it's not a full move. It's all here in the RV, and so it's not as heavy and not as difficult. So
not as many boxes.
Yeah, there's a lot of pros and cons to it. I think the pros outweigh the cons. The space is probably the biggest thing that if you're coming from a home, it's a big adjustment. But if you can minimize down, you'll realize what you really do and don't need to, which is becoming nice. I would say the biggest other thing I would say is get a full-size fridge. Hands down, this is the RV that we bought was a 2026 Coleman. It's a 28 BHS, and it has a full-size fridge. It has a king-size bed for our bedroom. It has full-size bunks in the back for the kids, and it has a shower that I'm 6 foot tall, and I can still get under the shower and not put my head in the skylight. So make sure the RV fits what you need. But if you have a family, get a full-size fridge. Don't think I can go every day or two and go to the grocery store and get what I need. It is not worth it at all. So make sure you get what you need. But this is our 1 month check-in. I'm still loving it. I think that it's an adjustment, but it was the right choice for us and what we wanted to do. Yeah, I think that's about it for me.
It works.
It works. It's different, but I don't think I would change it for anything right now. No.
Just the dog.
Just the dog. We can't change the dog. But that's a work in progress. We'll check in next month and let you know what's going on with the dog.
Hopefully he calms.
Yeah. But thanks, everybody. We'll see you later.